welcome that follow-up. Next up is Mr. Scott from Georgia.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Harker, before I move to the issue of readiness, I want to mention something to you and ask for your support in one thing. 4 graduates from service academies have been allowed to forego their service commitment this year and play in the NFL. The Navy has a gentleman who I've never met named Cameron Kinley who asked for the same accommodation. The others are from the different academies, Air Force and Army. But Malcolm Perry is a Naval Academy grad, and he was granted a request last year to forego his service briefly to play in the NFL. Cameron Kinley, to the best of what I've seen in my reading, is the only person that has been denied that request. He was president of his class. He signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then not only was he denied the request, he was denied the right to appeal. And my question gets back to the appeal. I would appreciate it if you would allow him to appeal the decision and listen to the merits of his case. And if he's able to make his case, then allow him to pursue both of his dreams, to be a naval officer and play in the NFL. So that is my specific request, is to listen to allow him to appeal and listen to it. And the other statement I would make is that I don't know if it's right or wrong, but I do know that there should be a uniform standard. And if it is an accommodation that's granted to that's going to be granted to West Point and Air Force Academy grads, then it needs to be accommodated to Naval Academy grads as well, in my opinion. And there needs to be consistency with the request. So that's a general statement, but I would appreciate it if you would allow him to appeal the decision and listen to his appeal on the merits.
Sir, I understand there have been different laws at different points in time, as well as different policies, some of them at the OSD level.
Yes, sir.
As I looked at this case, I looked at the significant investment that taxpayers make in every midshipman. And our expectation and their expectation is that midshipmen will graduate and be commissioned in the Navy and Marine Corps. So talked with the CNO, talked with the Commandant, and looked for their military advice, and we went forward. I made the decision to deny his request.
The accommodation was made for Malcolm Perry. The accommodation has been made for 4 additional people. Why is it seems to me that his is the only accommodation that has not been made. Why is he different? Why should he be given less of an accommodation than others have been?
I can't speak for what the Army and Air Force secretaries decided. I did not have a conversation with them about this. But looking at the 2 most famous Naval Academy graduates that played in professional sports, they both served first.
Roger Staubach served first?
Yes, sir.
I didn't know. That was a long time ago, though.
Yes, sir. But I mean, that's the legislation allows us to make exceptions when it's a significant benefit to the service. And for us, David Robinson and Roger Staubach, they both served first, and they were recognized as graduates who had served in the military, and that added value to us.
Well, I've spent more time on this than I intended to, but I would suggest to you that if you have an All-American athlete that comes into our offices and is trying to decide which academy they want to go to, then it would be a mistake for us to recommend that they go to the Naval Academy if the Air Force and the Army are going to accommodate or be more accommodating to them. Either way, I think there should be a uniform standard across the academies. And so obviously, I'll tell you, I'll speak with Lloyd Austin about it as well, but I think there needs to be a uniform standard.